Welcome to our summer series of Design Between the Lines live interviews with the winners of ISFD's inaugural Innovation and Design Maker Designer Competition. This afternoon, I'd like to welcome Dave Ringheim to Design Between the Lines Live. A maker, an educator, a man of great wisdom, terrific designs, as we've come to find out, as he has won the dining competition on the professional level for the first ever Innovation in Design. And here he is in person. Dave, welcome to Design Between the Lines Live, and congratulations.
Oh, thanks for having me, John. It's nice to be here. It's great to win. It was a surprise, but definitely a nice surprise in the midst of COVID.
You have a fine school up there in Selkirk. Tell me a little bit about the table, how this came out of your head and came to be in reality, and some of the challenges you faced in making this wonderful piece.
Yeah, it's called the Equilibrium Table, and for those who haven't seen it, it's basically a cantilevered walnut slab top on top of it. And the design emphasis behind it was we had just built a new house. I'd spent the last year and a half building a family home. I finally got to a point where I could actually put the house aside and build a new table for our dining room. And I probably wrestled with the design for 2 to 3 months. And I find for me as a designer, like I need deadlines to actually get going. And so I finally got to the point where I can't remember what it was. It was some big family event coming up. We needed to have the table for that. And that sort of pushed me over the edge. So for 3 months, I spent time designing in CAD and coming in with all different ideas, and nothing really sort of stuck. And then just in the night before I decided I had to start building to have it ready for our family event, that's when the design kind of came to me. So I wanted to work with, it was actually an old walnut, black walnut book match slab that was cut on an Amish steam power mill. And I've had it for 10 years. With the hopes that someday I'd find a good project for it, and this was the one.
So it already had a really nice story before it ever arrived for you to hold for the right project. That's really cool.
I've lugged it around from shop to shop, and it's not light. You know, the table, when it's all said and done, is probably 450 pounds of walnut. But yeah, it was just the right time, the right design. So,
well, it was a cantilever design, as I recall. Was that one of your issues that you had to overcome?
Yeah, I would say it's the biggest one. You know, my 3D drafting software definitely helps me get an idea of balance points.
Yeah.
But it's no way similar to the real world when people are putting live loads into furniture. I had to build the main components, which are the curved legs underneath and the slab top, and then mock up another base underneath to find that perfect balance point so that it was stable. And to be honest, I didn't really know if it would actually work until it was all glued together and we actually set it up. But so there's a little bit of fear there, but in the end it worked out, and it's actually quite stable. I thought, well, we'll see if it works, and I might have to add something here or there, but really it worked out perfect.
Well, there you go. Your plans came to be.
Yeah.
Tell me, I see burl on the main support there. What kind of burl is that? And did you have an interesting time finishing all the elements so they all blended well together?
Yeah. So the main pedestal underneath is made out of it's big leaf maple burl. So it's a solid wood core there, but then we veneered it with the maple burl that is really nice. Haven't really seen anything quite like it in years. So it was another one of those chunks that's sort of been sitting around waiting to get used, and use it up on this. So it was a lot of hours. Anytime you do a one-off piece like this, you're basically prototyping, but it has to be perfect. So there's a lot of hours that go into it for us. I would say probably 80 to 100 hours for this table easily. So the fit and finish, I think that just comes with time and making sure that you don't make a wrong cut in the wrong spot, especially when you're working with a one-of-a-kind piece of wood.
You are now also teaching fine woodworking, the trades, at Selkirk. How did you get to where you are today from whatever point you began? Tell me a little bit about your journey.
I think like a lot of people, I didn't know this is where I was going until I got here. I started out as soon as I got out of high school, I did a degree in international studies and linguistics and traveled around the world and did some work. But I soon realized that I just wasn't cut out for desk work all the time. So I enrolled in the fine woodworking program at Selkirk College, where I'm teaching now. And it's in Western Canada and British Columbia, and it's got a really good history. It's been around for 30 plus years, and it's basically, in my opinion, and I am biased, but I think it's true. It's if not the top school, it's one of the top schools in the country for furniture design and custom fine furniture. So I came here, I took the program, I did a 2-year diploma here, and then went out into the industry, got a job, worked for a craftsman for years, and then he retired and he sort of offered me position to take over his business. I took that over, started up my own business, and took over the employees, and then ran that for quite a few years. And that was sort of my end goal. I thought running a business and having employees and building that up was what I would do till I retired. And then an opportunity came available at Selkirk College to take over the lead instruction role there. And I threw my name in the hat, and surprisingly, they picked me. So, and now that's what I do full time. I teach full time in the furniture program here.
Just out of curiosity, would if a commission came along for a client, would you entertain that if something came about?
Oh, for sure. I still build. I have a really good client base, and I get calls regularly.
You've been in this position how long?
Going into my 6th year now.
Great. So you probably now have a few students out there in the business world, or out there on their own with their own shop, or developing possibly good designs on their own. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're spread all over. The great thing about our program is they come from all over North America and the world. We have very few that actually come right from BC, and then they come all the way from across Canada. We have a student from Italy. We've had them from South Korea and China, New Zealand, all over. So they're spread out, and it's hard to keep track of them. But every now and then I get an email, from them saying, "Here, this is what I've done," or "We're working on this project." It's pretty neat to see.
So if somebody watching this wanted to find out more about Selkirk, what's the website?
It's selkirk.ca. So Selkirk College, and then once you get in there, you would just search for the fine woodworking program, and that would take you to us. So.
Well, David, thank you for your time today. Congratulations again on the win with Equilibrium.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
This episode of Design Between the Lines Live is brought to you by International Market Centers and the International Society of Furniture Designers. To find videos of these live interviews, be sure to subscribe to the International Society of Furniture Designers YouTube channel. To learn more about ISFD, visit isfd.org.